Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Nothing to do, excuse me, nothing to do to save his life, call his wife in. Nothing to say but what a day, how's your boy been? Nothing to do, it's up to you. I've got nothing to say, but it's okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 11:59 a.m. That's still morning. So, my objective for this week, I took a week off of doing this podcast for 1 week. I had been doing it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, for 7 months. Christmas included, holidays, all sorts of things, on vacation. And hey Virginie, comment ça va? Tu vas bien? J'adore le poncho que vous faites en ce moment, avec le petit personnage dans les environs réviques. Ça va? Merci d'être venu. Hein? Ok. J'ai fait un petit coucou à Virginie Basti, qui est un très bon peintre. J'avais eu l'occasion de visiter son atelier une fois. C'était magnifique. Ils avaient les portes ouvertes. C'est sur le canal d'Orc, en fait. Peut-être trop d'infos. Je suis désolé. Okay, so what I was doing is I took a break to sort of, because it's tiring. It's like every day, it's sort of looming over me. I was talking with a friend of mine about this just last night. But to sort of rethink my approach and try to streamline the process, because I'm putting a lot of effort into making the podcast, and that sort of takes away time from being able to actually do my art. And also, I'm in the atelier maintenant, and you can see I put up the guitar hooks, and there's a new shelf up there. And so I'm getting this place together. That's taking a lot of time too. But all that to say that I am rethinking how to publicize this podcast. Now, Jordan Peterson, who you may well know, far-right Nazi, he said, he was talking about the importance of the freedom of speech. And the reason that freedom of speech is so important is not only, liberté, quoi, is it helps you think. It's the way that you think. Language is the way that we think. And so we need to have the freedom to discuss ideas unimpinged. And that way we can come to new ideas and conclusions and solutions, as a matter of fact. And the thing with, so there are three that come to mind about this. The first one was I was having a problem with my little Leica camera because I was taking still photos and they looked great. But when I was doing the video, there were these dead pixels, just a few here and there. And or they looked like dust motes, perhaps, and on the lens or on the interior of the lens. I think it's probably moisture, as a matter of fact, moisture condensation. And I was talking with a friend of mine who's a photographer as well, and as I was talking with him, I figured out what the problem was. I was turning around. This is crazy. Why is it when I take a still photo, it's great, but when I do video, I've got these aberrations. And so as I was speaking with him, I realized, the resolution of the video is far smaller than the photos. And so you can imagine if, say, you have a penny on a pillow, it's going to be quite big there. So that's like when I'm taking the video, low resolution. But if I have a penny on a mattress, you aren't going to necessarily see it as much. So that was the concept there. And then I was talking with this guy, and this is kind of off topic, or off course, and he was saying, like, being a proponent of the limitation of speech, like insanity. People want to eliminate freedom of speech, the First Amendment. And so he was saying that people need to be held accountable. Now this accountability, I think, is a buzzword being propagated by the corporatist propaganda. and along with a new word which was contrarianism. Is that what it is? Contrarian? I think that's a new buzzword too. And white supremacy. I had to learn that one in real time. I was chatting with a friend of mine, and the topic of white supremacy came up, and I'm like, do you know any Klansmen? You know, do you know any skinheads? Have you ever been to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho? But I realized, oh, white supremacy, you mean Western civilization. Okay, fair enough. So that's kind of off topic there too. But this kid I was talking to, he was saying, okay, say I wrote a book, and in the book I claim that I have the cure for cancer. And I would need to be held accountable. Well, yeah, it means you write this book, people read it, realize you're full of shit, you know, and then we learn and we move on. That's the talk. That's the approach there. And the third, the third example of the importance of freedom of speech is last night I was discussing, this might not be freedom of speech, but this is the exchange of ideas and an example of how communication using language actually is how you think. You know, writing is very important. So I was talking with my friend. I had been posting these videos, these podcast videos to LinkedIn, and I was just getting, at the beginning I was getting feedback, which was great, interaction. But then just recently, I hadn't been. And I think, as I was talking with him, I realized that I'm posting YouTube links. So I rip these videos off of Facebook and then upload them to YouTube and then repost that link elsewhere. Now, what he said when I was talking to him is that, you know, LinkedIn, the algorithm really doesn't like external links. And so that makes total sense, is that if I put up a YouTube link, then it's going to go down to the bottom of the visibility. So that makes a lot of sense. And then he told me, but they do like personal website links. Bebo Leba. Como se va? How's it going, Bebo Leba? Please say hello. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who you are. Feel free to introduce yourself. I don't know if you speak English. I don't know where you are. I don't know who you are, I'm sorry. But thanks for stopping by. So I was going to say that, so that's a great solution. So what I'm going to do now is rip these videos, put them onto YouTube, and then feed them into my website, and then post my personal website link. Boom! Okay? Now that's going to be great too, because I have paintings and ephemera for sale on my website. So god damn, that's like a whole flock of birds with one stone. So thank you, my good friend Curbs, for that revelation, or for facilitating that revelation. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, it was great to talk with him last night. Had a good old friend of mine. We used to swim at the lake every day, every summer, for 100 years. And it's been, I think we figured it had been 25 or 35 years since we'd seen each other last. And we just had a great time. John having a pint or two, sharing a bottle, having some charcuterie. So that was a good time. It was really great. That's what I always tell about Paris is everyone comes here, and so I have the opportunity to see friends from around the world. It's good. So my objective this week had been to go to do a open mic every night. And so last night I met a guy, and he has a list of all these open mics in Paris. And so today I'm going to do the same. Yesterday I looked on the list, and I couldn't find any indication that the open mics were going on. I wrote a message to this one gal. She got back to me, oh no, we're postponing it for a couple weeks, so I guess if I read between the lines, the manager got the coof. And I finally went to this one place. It's a really cool bar. It's called the Highlander. It's on Rue de Nevers, right across the Seine, right across from Pont Neuf, if you're familiar. And I went in there, and they said the sign-up was at 8 o'clock. The open mic starts at 9. And so I was a little bit late. It was about 8:15. I showed up and tried to get on the list with Thomas. And he's like, oh, okay, great. So there were 20 people on the list already. He says, you can go on around 1 a.m. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, don't think that's going to happen. So I missed it, so I'm going to have to double up today. So that's why I'm doing a video this morning. Then hopefully I'm going to go to a place called the Tennessee, which was right nearby, the Highlander. and gonna try to get on stage there this evening. And just a little street find update. Found these 3 books last night as I was waiting for my buddy to show up. So this is the Les Mangeurs de Momies, the Mummy Eaters. And from Egyptian tombs to the sorcerers of Europe. And I was just thumbing through this, and there's a tale about some guy who went down there in 1547. Some French doctor guy going down to Egypt in 1547, long time ago. Can you imagine? And he was talking about there were mummies just everywhere. Like he's walking some catacomb and just mummy. This one, Haute Époque Curiosité. These are just some interesting things. A lot of eboiserie, I guess, is what it's called. Ebonist, I don't know how to say it in English, woodwork. Sculptures, furniture, and so forth. A bunch of pietà. It's nice. And let's see, there was one here which must be John the Baptist. Hello. And this other book is an artist called Bonnard. So this is kind of fun. He was an habit très japonais, a very Japanese nabby. So he was influenced by Japanese art, much as like Toulouse-Lautrec or Gauguin. You see those kakimono format? Anyhow, running low on time here, so we're gonna play out with another little stanza of Good Morning by the Beatles, even though technically it's no longer morning. Where are we? Going to work, don't want to go, feeling low down. Heading for home, you start to roam, then you're in town. Everyone knows there's nothing doing, everything's closed, it's like a ruin. Everyone you see is half asleep, you're on your own, you're in the street. After a while you start to smile, now you feel cool. Then you decide to take a walk by the old school. Nothing has changed, it's still the same. I've got nothing to say, but it's okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon.